Okay, let us get started straight away. 034 If you act properly at the top, the bottom line will result from your good top-line decisions. 037 Following the bottom line, perform the 041 correct elements at the top, bottom, and sides. 043 Q will come next. Steve Jobs was aware. 046 It is ideal that an empire requires a bedrock. 049 AM product cannot be built without a foundation. 051 That will bring in billions of dollars. 053 The proper approach and the appropriate. 058 With the appropriate people and a culture, you want a clock build quality things that will flow naturally. 103 The appropriate advertising and the 104 As a result, logistics will be needed. 106 Consequently, emphasizing the top line, and 109 Putting in place the proper foundation is 112 Key to creating something outstanding. The 114 The bottom line is not a goal in and of itself. 117 The outcome of completing all other tasks. 119 Jobs, in other words, examined. The 122 The surroundings he worked in. The surroundings he worked in. 124 Significance is sometimes 127 Not about what you're doing, but rather with 130 You could, depending on who, where, and how. 133 Have the most brilliant idea ever. 135 You might be thinking about a product that. 137 May genuinely alter the course of. 139 There are millions of them, but if you ignore. 142 How you conduct yourself, who you. 144 Work with what makes people motivated. 147 Effectively puts things together. 149 Not going to take off, this is what we encounter. 151 When creating the courses using first-hand. 153 Without the proper team, the alok sap. 156 And the appropriate structure. That 158 You have very few, if any, options. 2 o'clock Likelihood of publishing anything valuable. Even a successful brand needs to make investments and show care if it wants to be relevant and alive. 204 Even a successful brand requires investments. 208 Caring if it will continue to have its. 210 Liveliness and applicability. 212 But even a strong brand needs to be maintained. 215 Care and investment if it's going to. 217 Maintain its usefulness, energy, and a. 220 AM brand is more than just a name. 403 To stand out. Don't be intimidated by the 405 world around you. Everything you see. 408 Every invention, every system was all. 411 Created by people who are no smarter. 414 Than you are, so don't hide away your. 416 Potential from the world or you'll never. 418 Know how high you can reach. There's no 421 Rule that decides when you're good. 423 Enough. Only you can decide that. And when. 405 Anything you observe in the environment. 408 Every method and invention were all. 411 Made by less intelligent people. 414 Don't try to be someone you're not. Your. 416 The world has potential or you'll never. 418 Know your height range, there is no limit to it. 421 Criterion for determining when you're good. 423 Sufficient. Only you can determine when. 427 If you decide that you are competent enough, then. 430 The world perception shifts. You must take action and be prepared to crash and burn, as well as to fail. 433 You must take action and show willingness. 436 You must be willing to crash in order to fail. 438 And blaze. 440 Versus. Modify it and make it better. 443 Put your stamp on it. 445 446 I believe that is a crucial failure. 449 Desp. In this room, you need to keep the end customer in mind if you're going to produce a wonderful product that sells to billions of people. Otherwise, you can't expect to create a product with no market in 849. 850 Do some study before deciding who is going. 853 To sell it, therefore you should be aware of this before you even begin. 855 Developing anything. In this video, we're 004 presuming that Steve Jobs is involved in one of the various ways to make a 1 million. He would rank among the top 10 wealthiest people on earth if he were still alive, and he was a well-known nonconformist. Here's how you become wealthy because you're 014 committed to leave a legacy that will outlive you. He greets you and welcomes you to alux.com at 019. To become affluent, according to Steve Jobs, 025.